Are we ready? Okay.
Are y'all leaving?
About 10 minutes.
Okay. You go ahead.
Well, don't know where to start. We're going to. We've received instruction to attempt to put this building on the market, and in order to do that, we're going to have to evacuate it so that we don't. We know that it wouldn't work. First, T and I used to try to figure out how in the world could we put the Tekla house on the market with everybody living in it. And we thought, well, we could schedule appointments like once or twice a week. And during those times, you'd have to dismantle most of the bunk and stack them someplace. And you'd have to schedule those appointments during the time that everybody was on their out-of-craft tasks. And there'd be a mass game that you would have to play on appointment times to show the craft. And by the time we had an appointment set up, the poor person that was looking for a house would have certainly found something else by the time he could have his appointment. So we don't know what the next step is, but we do know that we have received instruction to make an effort to put this place on the market. And the only way we can do that is to move you out of it. And what we're going to do is move you over to the two places that we have taken at retreat. And when we actually get this in motion, retreat will discontinue for a week or two or whatever it takes to...
We plan on selling it right away.
Yes. We'll either sell it fairly quickly or decide that there's not enough market in it. In other words, we'll give it a good try and either do it fairly quickly or stop doing it one way or the other. But during that period, whoever's scheduled as a vacationer, a small Lynx will come over here and a small crew to assist in making it ready for sale, even though we would go ahead and start showing it right away, even though there might be somebody painting the Impro Lab or doing little things around. But and the vacationer could be over here helping if there's somebody on vacation. So there would be Lynx and maybe 5 or 6 people at the most here. Everybody else would be over in those two crafts. And we have discovered that there's oodles and plenty of space for you and even more baths, and so that it should be a comfortable arrangement, even though it's going to take the tedious task of moving over there. Now, we're going to move as little as we can move. We're going to figure out, like there's no reason to move the bulk of furniture. We'll move just a little bit of things. But you can start, taking things off the wall and things that can be packed in boxes and things that can be disposed of. Like if there are things that we tried to go to the flea market and we couldn't get rid of them, then we'll give them away. Things that we can lighten our load, in some way lighten our load, we'll do that as quickly as we can do it. And things that can be packed that we don't use, we will pack them, or things that we use more seldom can be packed, because we would like to do this fairly quickly.
Like today.
And
or tomorrow.
So just as quickly as we can get things going, we will do it. Just as quickly as we can get this switcheroo.
Well, we have to do it because we're already receiving some information on what the next step is, so we don't have enough of it, but we And when it happens like this, it means that we have to move quickly. And it's just like move and retreat down here. We didn't even feel like there was enough time for us to go back up there. Even though the roads were so bad, we probably take us 2 days to get there. But even if they were clear, we don't think it would have been enough time for us to go down there or up there. And in other words, we wanted it to be brought down as quickly as
Right.
possible.
In order for us to go up there, they would have had to delay coming down a day and a half to 2 days, because otherwise we would have had to get up there on the day they could have been packing, and then pack our things and then move out the following day.
In fact, when we were moving in, we were getting the instructions that this is what was going to happen, and we kept pushing it out of our mind, thinking, oh, no, we're just now moving in. Let us recover from that, and we haven't even had
We're
a
still
chance.
hesitant to bring it up.
That's why you couldn't get us. You tell them.
Choke.
It isn't that we mind selling this place. However, we feel like it's been a very good craft. It's just all that it takes to go, what we have to go through in order to do it. But we're willing to do it, and if you all are willing to, well, we're looking forward to it eagerly.
Over at the other crafts, we have made a pass-through. There's a little cubby hole that we've made about this high and about this wide, and through the closet of one craft into a cabinet of the other craft, and so that we can pass those things through. And there's also a caller already set up. But there, and Satellite 3, we're going to split the people in half so that each craft will have their own Satellite 3. It'll like be Satellite 3 of A craft and Satellite 3 of B crafter. And in other words, you'll be fairly independent. You'll have your own laundries. You'll have your own, in other words, there'll be a laundry in one, there'll be a laundry in the other. Do you follow what we're saying?
Oh.
Is that not so?
How can we do that so that...
Or they could pass through on laundry.
They would have to work
Yes, we could
together.
pass through on laundry. If you wanted to keep one laundry here.
Well, the retreat crew will need either that or the retreat crew can pass their laundry on.
No, I think it might be better to leave this laundry.
This is gas.
Yes, we could pass through laundry over there.
They can help over here with, I don't know.
We'll figure that out. Don't worry about it.
We don't want to buy another washer and dryer. That's a sure thing.
But you'll have 2 labs. See, you'll have 2 labs and consuming tables in both. There'll be probably about a few more people on one side than the other, because one side is larger than the other.
The one that we have, we knew that we would only be there temporarily because, like we said, we knew that we were getting this information as we were moving in, and it took us a little bit longer to get straightened out because the weight of all of it. Sort of joking. The quarters that we have has 3 baths and 3 bedrooms. And so, therefore, more people would be in that side than in the other side.
And there are 2 double garages, so there are
really
4 car places in garages, plus there are 2 other parking places for guests, so we got ample places for cars.
Right. So it'll be enough space. It's just arranged differently here. And like Doe said, we want to, you're all just leaving? I thought you were up packing. Just getting actually, the place is arranged differently. Oh, like Doe said, we will take only what you need in furniture, and the rest can just stay here because it doesn't really make sense to move all the couch and the big couch and all. We will move a couch over there, probably the little plaid one or that one you have here, and some of the things that are in the...
We'll move just enough things over there to make those crafts comfortable.
And you'll have enough
Because
space.
we have a sneaking suspicion as soon as this craft is sold, then there'll be another move in the making, and we would like to make that one as
little as
we'd
possible.
like to make all of this as least amount of work possible.
So everything is going to be like, we have to keep in mind we're having two crafts, everything is divided up.
Right now, the retreat crew will get the ones who are over there now to let you all know what they have. What we're going to try to do is keep from moving so much over here. Like what they have, you could add to it. And so you wouldn't have to, and you would leave here in this lab what they would need. You see what I'm saying? So we don't have to empty out this lab, they empty out their lab, and they bring it over here and put it up, which is excess work. So any of you who have been in the retreat recently and worked in the lab, if you can remember what they have, or that might be helpful.
I want to say, I probably said too much because it may or may not be true that we might move to another location. But if we, since I did say that, I want to make sure that those without a craft tasks don't start thinking in terms of change of your task. Because if we did move to another town, we would do it on a slow change transition basis, where like you would take a few days off just like you were going to retreat, and look for an out-of-craft task at that town, and only after you had one firmly landed would we make any arrangements to start working out of the one you had. So it's not anything where we would pick up lock, stock, and barrel, I hope. It's possible, but we don't expect that it would
What
be.
I'd like to do is just get a boat and go out in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle and wait.
Yes, a boat and a long anchor. If we can get enough money out of selling this house and sell it for 3 times what it's worth, then we can just get our nice little yacht and go out in the Bermuda Triangle and drop anchor.
We're really joking, I think. But we tried moving the craft once before, and even talked about putting the craft up for sale. And,
another thing we could do is call a moving company and move the building with the people in it.
That sure would be easy for us. It would be kind of hard for them. But we tried doing this once before, like Junodi and Janodi and Orthodi, I believe, went out and looked for a job in Denver, and we thought, we even had a house picked out, and we went over there, or we made the deal with the owner, and then he turned it over to his lawyer, and his lawyer was just so terrible that we just said, phooey to you, and that was the end of it. So we thought, well, it didn't work out. That was a sign that it didn't work. It wasn't supposed to happen at that time. So, bye. So, this will probably be the way it is unless something new happens. But we don't really have enough information. Hopefully, we'll just get rid of this so we can leave.
One reason we feel like we should get rid of it, and this is logic, we don't know if there's any truth to it, is that we wouldn't like to leave, like we're leaving your books and things behind. We also are going to leave some instructions for some who will be left behind to try to publish those materials and to get rid of the things that we leave. And it's a pretty nasty trick to ask them to dispose of a place like this, or it's not a nasty trick, but it would be a difficult task, and they may not know how to do it. So we feel a good indication about that we've been given instructions to get our house in order more so that we wouldn't be leaving that much unfinished business to have to pass on to someone else. Do you follow that? Glenn Odie?
If it's appropriate, I wondered if your intention to dispatch resembled kind of like we did in trailers.
We don't know. We might make it independent. We'll have to work out all these little
Yes.
problems.
Don't know. The pass-through over there is not big enough to crawl through, except maybe the very small, skinny Junota could probably get through.
You ready?
You're talking about when we said that we could start taking things off the walls. We're not, and you mentioned to get started today. Is it just things off the walls? We're not going to try to move our bunks or anything over today?
Well, the things that I thought I clarified that, but I must not have. I said things off the wall or anything that we couldn't get rid of at flea markets we'll try to give away. Things that we go into seldom that we could pack. Bunks that we have that we don't use could come down, or anything that we don't on a daily basis have to regularly use, we can start getting them in a condition for moving. I think what we will do is take the big fridge up there with us over there. I mean, you'll take the big fridge up there over there. And then the little fridge that's over there will come back to this downstairs lab, so that the little crew that's over here will have a complete little lab in there, and we won't have to put the upstairs lab into use while we're showing the house. Do you follow what we're saying? And like T said, we'll take just what we figure are the necessities of things. Like if you consider the number of individuals, we won't need to take all the bunks. We'll take because there are extra bunks at retreats now. So we will take only the bunks that would accommodate the people. We won't have any extra bunks over there. We can still store things here. Now, if we find a buyer, we can promise him that those things will be out just as fast as he wants to get in. But there's no need to move all that stuff twice. Okay?
Schedules, the ones over at retreat are working on that, or is that something?
No, we haven't anybody anything.
No, they don't even know as much as you know. They do know that we're going to plan to put the house on the market, but we've told you all more details than we've told them.
Cody and Arthody and
the ones who went over to retreat this morning, they don't know anything. The ones that were there before the retreat came over just know that we're thinking about putting the house on the market, but we haven't even said how quickly we're planning to do this. I think we're just aching still from the last one, and we're trying to recover.
Yeah, but it's got to happen soon.
Quicker the better.
The reason I was asking was I wasn't sure if we were supposed to take care of the schedules, if that was something you were expecting us to automatically.
What schedules are you talking about? Last schedules and all. We have to work out who will be in what craft.
Yes, as soon as we give you a list of how many people will be in which craft and who they are, then schedules can go into motion.
We feel like we know that so many will be in one craft and so many in the other. But what you could do is, well, I don't know what you could do. I was thinking you could work out some mass schedules. But you could use the same ones that you have, the same times. Because the retreat craft has 2 baths, but 3 can bathe at the same time. And 3 can bathe, can 3 or 4 bathe? How is that bathroom, the master bathroom?
In both crafts, there's a BC that's divided so you can have one person at the laboratory while another person's in
so 4
showering.
people can bathe at the same time.
But there's a bath in one craft like that, and there's a bath in the other craft like that. And then the other 2 baths in one craft are just too small for that, and the other bath in the other craft is too small for that. So Do you follow that? There are 3 baths in one, 2 baths in another. 1 bath in both places is big enough to be divided.
So 3 can bathe in one side and 4 in the other at the same time. So you can just work out schedules that way. And all you have to do is fill in the names. How many can bathe here at the same time? 4. So you can use the same time schedule.
Yeah. Well, they'll have even more.
And one's crabbed.
Mm-hmm.
Jamadi.
I don't know if I heard you correctly. I said something like, some would be left behind. Were you referring to like...
Behind where?
I thought you said something like...
No, I said that probably some of the crew that has been retreat crew will be over here assisting, and they'll reside here for that time. For example, like Lagoti's going to have to participate in trying to sell the house and all, and probably some of that crew over there will be here, plus Lynx. Everybody else will be there. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I think...
Oh, you're talking about if we move to another place?
No.
What are you talking about?
None of you are going to be left behind if we have anything to do with it.
What?
Humans.
Oh, no,
right.
talking about humans. Like we have in mind, we have picked some humans that we're going to dump all this on. And we're going to commission them. Going to commission them to try to get your books published and to...
Actually, we didn't pick them. Next Level picked them.
Yes.
And we were very surprised to find out who they were. You know, so it's really strange what the Next Level knows and we don't. You know, we kept in the dark all the time.
No, you can't know. I'll not tell you that it's echody and plexody.
No, he's joking. They'll probably go, so we can't leave anybody
That's right.
left behind.
They'll have to be sitting there on the crab.
Yes, buddy?
No, I don't know. When I was working at that school, so I picked up a couple of little pieces of information that you may not want regarding, like, it was just, loan companies and things like that. But with the background, if I could be helpful.
Okay, if we need you, we certainly would have you come in.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So, Daddy?
I'm wondering if we want to continue with our schedule today, like there was a slippage and help wanted me to ask 3, 4,
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Right. So, Daddy, did you have your husband? No?
Somebody back there, I don't know. Do you know?
No?
I'm thinking that we would want to make our move as discreet as possible when we're coding, so we wouldn't have to...
No.
No. Just be quiet about it right now. We'll give you more information. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get the...
That doesn't mean you can't be packing a boxcar or something, because he wouldn't know what's going on.
Getting the things that, like Doe said, the flea market things out of the way. But most important, all of that really can be done at any time while we're waiting for the house to be sold. But the most important thing, we'd like to figure out how to get you all over there as quickly as possible and get the ones over there over here as quickly as possible. And I wasn't joking when I said maybe tomorrow. So I don't think anything's open today where we could get a truck or a trailer, whatever we need.
Might be, because some of these Texaco stations that are open on Sunday have...
Well, I don't
Some
know
haul trucks.
if... I don't know if I'm ready today.
We'd rather-
Maybe tomorrow. I'd love to move, Have to take a few stress tabs, valerian, but
I'll tell you what you could do.
it's just a vehicle,
No,
not my name.
we'll do. But some other little things that might happen is some of the people who have permission to be on grounds might work on trying to scrub some of those stains off the walls that are so awful out there.
See if the walls work.
Little soap and water?
Did it not
Did
come
you
out?
use soap and water? I think a little
Come
soap
off?
and water might take. They didn't use any soap and water, but if it won't come off, then we'll repaint them.
But we can work on that. Now, in place of the retreat sending the pot, what we did, we couldn't find any pots like those serving pots like you had. We couldn't find any more, so
To
we
match.
So we were going to let the retreat group give you theirs, and then we bought them some others that do not match. That way you can have them all match. We won't send them over here because they just have to really go back, you know. So,
But we do have 3 matching pots, and now 6 matching pots. You see
for you
what
all,
we're saying?
3
So
matched.
those 3 matching that they have can come over here for the little crew, and then the 6 matching can be one on one side and one on the other.
Right, so
Is that okay?
your big pots, your big pots will have to go, right, because you have more pots than they have. So the things that you know that you can, what's that?
This is just my brain.
You know the things that you know that have to go, like your dispatch things, your what else? Well, y'all can work it out. Herb lab stuff, all the things that you know that will be going. Go ahead and start packing them. And then tomorrow we'll come over with a nice big old truck and put y'all in it, and those who are rested can just sleep in the truck. Oh, I'm joking.
At least we don't have to worry about people losing their downtime during the switch, unless we get instructions to move in the middle of the night.
Are you? Uh-oh. Let's say when it's dark. That'd be better.
Monday would probably be better because more people are at work and less people. I'm trying to justify that.
Wait till they. See, I thought I justified it by saying we couldn't get a truck today.
All right.
And
Oh,
then you all
we'll
get
add
back
those
to
2 things up.
Okay, can you all handle all this without, okay? Y'all want to do it? Do y'all mind giving up this craft? It's a nice craft, isn't it? Just paid all its taxes and everything. Do we get that back? Do you get that back? So they would just do tomorrow. Good. Well, it's so funny. I don't know if you heard on the news how the economy has taken an upswing, and that they expect the housing industry to increase. It just seems like the timing is so great.
Right. Interest is going down on mortgages, and Amarillo is. They were saying that Amarillo is going to have a new low mortgage interest rate. So things ought to be simple. If we can get in at the beginning of that.
Before anybody else gets in, we back and sell it fast.
The bank doesn't set their interest rates pretty soon. The program will do it for them.
If what?
The bank doesn't set their interest rates pretty soon. The programmers are going to do it for them.
Can you do it?
We sure could.
Got to talk to Melody. We'll tell you about a certain incident we'd like to have happen, right? Oh, that's good. Good.
There was just a little piece on the news yesterday that it was not here, it was in Austin, but I was wondering if it was like an indication. It was a builder saying that within the last 2 days, because of the lowered interest rates, they had sold 80 houses. And I was wondering if that was like an indication to...
That'd be. That's right.
That was a special special thing that they had, but they did have a graduating interest rate. They're coming in at 7%. They were offering homes at 7% interest, and for the first year.
I can't hear him. Can you hear him? Didn't raise his hand.
He did very- See, we just automatically assume you don't raise your hand. This does.
I don't know whether that's available here. That's why I mentioned that earlier.
That same rate?
Yeah, what they do is they start off with a 7% interest rate, and I don't know where the brokers got this money from because they didn't say. But anyway, they can get it from different places. Doesn't have to be banks. But anyway, they start off with a 7% interest rate, and it graduates a point each year. So next year it'll be 8%, and I think it goes 3 points all the way.
Well, see, their rules here are even, I think, more lax than the rules in Austin, like because the lenders here got a lot of people in trouble by selling houses on low interest rate, short-term balloon notes. And these poor kids would go out and buy houses way beyond their means because they could afford the payments for the first 2 or 3 years, and then the whole note was due to be refinanced at a different interest rate, and they were having to be booted out of their houses because they couldn't.
This wasn't balloon payments. This went for 29 years. But what happens is over 3 years, and I think it goes to 10% at the end of 3 years and levels out off at 10%, but your payments graduate over the 30 years proportionately to the interest rate that's being charged. So it's good for the person that's coming in with a down payment for the first year to get a fresh start, and it's about 3 years before it goes up again.
Well, this house isn't going to be super easy, or it might be. We might be very lucky, but a house as big as this, there's usually not that many people who want a house this
Unless
big.
somebody wants a big house, and this is the right time to buy it.
We're sending all our helpers out that we can to.
We feel like it's right, or it wouldn't be happening. And in other words, the next level must have an indication that it's possible to sell.
Either that, or they sure want to just juggle you all around, moving you here and moving you there. No, you don't. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, and Donnie had his hand up. Let's
Oh.
I haven't heard much about him.
Well, I know there's a lot of work to be done in the move, and I'd like to put in my 2 cents for like 3 months. Mike has any tasks done?
You're available. Okay. Thank you. We'll keep you in mind. Okay. Something to look forward to. Thank you.